Eala's rapid rise to number 31 signals new chapter in Philippine tennis. Momentum has a way of changing careers, and for Eala, it has arrived with force. The 20-year-old Filipina surged to a career-high number 31 in the latest WTA rankings, vaulting 16 places after a fearless run at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships that announced her arrival among the sport's elite. More than just a numerical jump, the climb reflects a player increasingly comfortable challenging and beating the world's best on the biggest stages. Dubai became a proving ground. Eala dismantled a string of established opponents, dispatching American Hailey Baptiste, Romania's Sorana Cîrstea, and world number 7 Jasmine Paolini in succession to storm into the quarterfinals of the WTA 1000 event. Her run finally met resistance against Coco Gauff, but not before she had turned heads and shifted expectations. The leap erases her previous career-best ranking of number 40, achieved earlier this season, and marks one of the biggest upward moves inside the WTA top 50 this week. It also underscores how quickly Eala has stabilized her form after briefly sliding outside the top 45 prior to Dubai. What makes the surge more compelling is its context. Eala has already logged a demanding 2026 schedule, competing in Auckland, the Australian Open, the Philippine Women's Open, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and Dubai, a stretch that tested both her endurance and adaptability across surfaces and conditions. Rather than wearing her down, the grind appears to have sharpened her edge. Dubai now stands as her best finish at a WTA 1000 tournament, building on last year's breakthrough semifinal run in Miami. Together, those results sketch a pattern. Eala is no longer an occasional disruptor, but a consistent threat in premier events. There is little pause ahead. Fresh from the Middle East, she has headed straight to the United States to prepare for the Sunshine Double, beginning with the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells from March 1st to 15th, followed by the Miami Open starting March 17th, two tournaments that have historically separated contenders from pretenders. For Philippine tennis, Eala's ascent represents more than personal success. It signals a shifting ceiling, one where Filipino players are no longer outsiders on the WTA Tour but legitimate figures in the sport's evolving hierarchy. At number 31 and climbing, Eala is not just chasing rankings anymore, she is shaping a new standard. Trophy the rise of a trailblazer. How Eala's climb to number 31 heralds a new era in Philippine tennis. In February 23, 2026, Alexandra Eala achieved an extraordinary milestone. She soared to a career-high world number 31 in the Women's Tennis Association (WTA) rankings, the highest singles ranking ever attained by a Filipino in professional tennis history, for a nation where basketball and boxing have historically dominated the sporting imagination. This moment, etched not just in rankings but in the hearts of millions, marks far more than a statistic. It signals hope, visibility, and transformation for a sport long yearning for its hero, globe showing Europe-Africa from Quezon City to the world stage. A star in the making. Alexandra Maniego Eala's tennis journey began in Quezon City, Philippines, where she was born on May 23, 2005. From a young age, the racket in her hand fulminated with promise. She started playing tennis at age 4 and quickly distinguished herself as a prodigy with fierce determination and a flair for competition. At only 13, Alex earned a scholarship to train at the prestigious Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, a bold step that took her away from home and placed her directly into the world's elite training systems. There, she refined not just her technical game but her mindset, adaptability, resilience, and ambition. Her junior career was decorated with significant achievements, including becoming the first Filipino to win a junior Grand Slam singles title at the 2022 U.S. Open Girls event, a historic landmark that already hinted at her colossal potential. Fire a breakout year. The 2025 season. The year 2025 will forever be enshrined as the season that transformed Eala from a rising star into a global tennis force. When she entered the 2025 Miami Open as a wild card ranked outside the top 100, few could have predicted what would unfold. Undeterred by expectations, Eala unleashed a remarkable sequence of victories, defeating players well above her ranking, including Grand Slam champions, to reach the semifinals of a WTA 1000 event. In that historic run, She collected wins over seasoned champions such as Madison Keys, Yelena Ostapenko, and world-ranked number 2 Iga Swiatek, cementing her place in tennis lore as the first Filipina in the Open era to defeat multiple top 5 and top 10 opponents. This stunning performance didn't just make waves, it created a ripple effect that carried her steadily upward in the ranking ladder, breaking long-standing ceilings for Filipino players on the global stage. Added to this whirlwind was her presence at the 2025 U.S. Open, where she became the first Filipino to win a main-draw Grand Slam match in the professional era with an emotional comeback victory. She went on to capture her first professional title at the Guadalajara 125 Open and reached her first WTA final at the Eastbourne International, further broadening her impact to be by the end of the year. Her climb had propelled her into the top 50, itself a historic achievement, and it was only the beginning. Sports medal the ascent to number 31, a career-high achievement. Fast forward to early 2026, and the Alexandra Eala story reaches an even more breathtaking chapter. After a remarkable performance at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships, one of the most prestigious events outside the four majors, Eala's ranking surged to number 31 in the world, solidifying her as the highest-ranked Filipino player in WTA history. This leap was the product of not just one match or one tournament, but years of persistent improvement, countless hours of training, and a steely resolve to not just represent her country, but to elevate it on every court she steps onto. Beyond the personal achievement, this ranking has seismic implications for Philippine tennis. It sends a resounding message. Filipinos can compete at the highest levels of world sport, and they can do so with poise, style, and resilience. Chart increasing. What this means for Philippine tennis. Alex's rise is not merely about individual success. It represents a catalyst for change in Philippine sports culture. Point 1. Inspiring a generation. Young players, boys and girls, across the Philippines now have a tangible example of success in tennis. They no longer merely dream of what's possible, they see it being lived. Point 2. Revitalizing a sport. Tennis in the Philippines has often been a niche pursuit, eclipsed by more popular disciplines. Eala's rise has injected new vitality into grassroots and competitive programs alike, encouraging investments in coaching, facilities, and youth development. Point 3. A symbol of national pride. Whether it's watching her on television or following her matches online, Filipinos from all walks of life have rallied behind Eala, not just as an athlete, but as a symbol of national excellence. Narratives of pride and identity are woven into every match she plays. Point 4. A broader shift in representation. Her success also widens the lens through which the world views Philippine athletes. It challenges stereotypes and expands the presence of Southeast Asian talent in global tennis. Long dominated by European, American, and Australian players, Globe with Meridian's the wider tennis community responds. Eala's impact isn't